we decided to go back to the basics, back to sati, back to awareness. It really came, I was lying in bed last night having a difficult time falling asleep, and I was kind of reviewing my life, doing a little life review based on meditation, and I just thought, oh, my life would have been so different if I didn't cultivate awareness, if I didn't cultivate mindfulness. I used to, I think, live in a cloud of confusion, but sati has cleared the fog, the cloud.
Mm. That's, I mean, something so deeply has affected you so deeply. It's changed the course of your life, really, is what you're saying, Nellie.
That is what I'm saying, yes. And I am grateful. I'm so grateful.
Yeah. It's interesting that the let's say the many levels of sati, where it could be so deeply and profoundly important, and yet I even find it superficially how I'm confused as today is Sunday. We're ending a retreat, and I keep thinking it's Monday. Like, why is Charlotte on the the call? Why is she the host? But there is a sense of, at times we lose track of awareness, and that does leave us in a cloud of confusion. And that we also get multiple facts, varying facts, which we have to then be aware of and sort through. So there's so many different, like, kind of layers of sati.
True, and we never could be aware all the time. That's an impossible high bar, and we are not about promoting those kind of high bars.
Yeah.
But still, it can infuse things. It can
Mm.
be part of things. It
Right.
can reappear, and we can find our ground in it again and again.
Right. And it's not always sharp, clear, bright. It has like different senses. Sometimes it's softer and kind of operating in the background. We're not even so aware of how we're aware. Yeah.
Right, right, right. And then the other thing is that sati without ethics, that is, without wise intentions, that kind of awareness can be dangerous. And that's really what maybe what Buddhism offers. Mindfulness has become such a popular thing everywhere, it seems, but Buddhism really integrates it with ethics.
Right. Right. I mean, sometimes I think we even forget to say that because in our mind it goes without saying. But I think we do have to say it, that it is laced with ethics. It's not actually considered wise, wholesome, skillful sati without ethics. And when we've been looking at it as it can turn into power over people, power over one person over another, and a type of coercion. Sati is a strength. It has a kind of force and energy to it. And we've been looking at how women in Buddhism have been treated unkindly and without care in this direction of looking at sati.
Right. So that kind of strength or power, obviously comes from a lot of things, but sati being a primary one. And it can turn into power over coercion. So we often do this in preparing these talks. We search through our book, Reflective Meditation, Cultivating Kindness and Curiosity in the Buddhist Company, and we search for a word and we see, oh, what were our thoughts about it back when we wrote the book? But curiously, what did you say? About 100 and some odd times.
300. Yeah, there was a
Yeah,
lot.
and that's because sati, the letters SATI are embedded in the word conversation. And of course, we talk about conversations a lot in the book because, um, that is a lot about how we learn is through these conversations about our meditation practice. And so, but really I liked that it was embedded in
Yeah.
it because that is really how we hope our conversations are, that they're really embedded in sati and bring forth more awareness, bring forth more memory and mindfulness.
Right. And it was a little levity for us this morning to wake us up and kind of go, oh, yeah, that is very interesting that we are so embedded in sati. And and sati, because it's such a fundamental teaching, we also see that it has, like, we were just speaking about, certain kinds of awareness. And one of the types of awareness is a friendly standing near experience. Friendly standing near experience, like a good parent, like a mentor, supportive but not controlling. And it's based on this sense of both our past and our present experience. So we're not standing alone with sati, that we're actually standing with. It's interesting, kind of power with. It's a kind of empowerment to stand with your experience.
And this friendly, friendly standing near experience. I like the translation of metta as friendly. That's my favorite translation. So
Mhm.
not just standing by it in this kind of aloof, detached way. No, we're standing near it with a kind of friendliness, with a caring, with a kindness. And that is maybe one of the things that most strongly develops in reflective meditation, that capacity to stand near experience in this kind of friendly, supportive way.
Well, we have it embedded in the practice because, as a parallel process, when a teacher asks you about your meditation, um, that awareness becomes shared. And it's the other person's curiosity of them asking about your experience magnifies your own curiosity, or at least ignites it. And so we're standing again near that experience in our practice every day when we get asked to talk about our meditation practice. So, as teachers, we're not sitting above or in the main Zoom room, and you are all in the the minor Zoom rooms. It really is a statement about our stance to your experience.
Right, because we are learning from your awareness too. And you keep teaching us every day, every interview we learn. I learn a little something more. So reflective meditation really does encourage you to become aware and yet more aware, but aware in a really broad scope. Whenever we become more aware of really what is going on in your life,
Yeah.
often is what we're talking about, but also many things, becoming aware of how it is you settle in meditation, becoming aware of the shifts in meditation, becoming aware of, keep going, Linda.
Uh, oh gosh, I was already on to my next thought. Becoming aware of your body, of your breath, of your feelings, of your external environment. I mean, really, this is one of the suttas that we've studied intensely, which is the Satipatthana Sutta, the sutta about the mindfulness of the foundations of our lives, the foundations of our experience.
And then there's four patanas, four foundations, and the fourth one is becoming aware of how the Dharma. And that is really a lot of what we talk to you about in these interviews. How is the Dharma showing up in the nitty-gritty stuff of your life?
Right, right. It's really an interesting practice to be curious and kind to the nitty gritty. I think that's actually even a good statement about the world right now, is to really care and be kind to the parts that are getting left behind or ignored or overlooked or even attacked.
And so we're going to end with a quote from this fellow, Edward Kanzi, who I guess I had quote a while
One of
ago.
us found them.
One of this found this quote, but I just looked him up. He's an interesting fellow from a way different generation. Died in 79, but he was apparently a Buddhist and a Marxist. But I won't go on about him. I'll just read this quote. Mindfulness is like a seasoning of salt in all sauces, for the mind finds refuge in mindfulness, and mindfulness is its protector.
Okay. I think we'll end with that quote. And I will ring the bells